Anyway, finally for our last story. So here's an interesting that that was mentioned here. So according to the article here in cnet.com, I don't know if you're familiar with the Enigma machine, Enigma code machine, which was used by the German Nazis way back in World War II, way back in 1945. So for those who are not familiar, so World War II was, the Allied forces were against Germany at the time with Adolf Hitler at the time. So the machine, Enigma machine, was a machine like a typewriter where it was able to deliver, what do you call this? Deliver German military secrets. Okay, so the story states here that it was discovered under the Baltic Sea after 75 years of the war, and it looks kind of funny. So let's see here what it looks like. Yeah, it looks like a lasagna if you can imagine it. So it looks like a rusty lasagna or a deep fried typewriter. So the Enigma cipher machine, which was used by the Nazis during World War II, was retrieved by a German diver searching for discarded fishing nets, and it was donated to the Archaeological Museum Schloss Gottorf in Germany. So the archaeologist here is Florian Huber. At first thought the group had found a typewriter. Well, obviously it looks like a typewriter, but it was said to be found that it is a what do you call this? A Enigma machine. So speculates of the story that a German U-boat or a submarine was scuttled their ship and destroyed the Enigma machine by throwing it overboard. So shortly after the surrender of during the war. So the Enigma machine was used by German military to encrypt communication. Typing on the machine illuminates an alternate letter which is then used in its place in a coded message. So you type in there, I think there's a cipher code, and then you send the message so others can't read what the message is. What's interesting here, there were two movies that I'm familiar that was released regarding the Enigma machine. So the one is the U571. I think it stars Matthew McConaughey. So it's a submarine thriller film where they're trying to capture an Enigma machine by capturing a U-boat or a German submarine. So it's a very interesting. You can check it out. Another is regarding how the British were able to crack the Enigma machine with the help of a genius of Alan Turing. The film, I think, was The Imitation Game, which was portrayed by Benedict Cumberbatch. So it's another interesting film that discusses how the Enigma machine was cracked, was ciphered so that the Allied forces could decode what the messages were placed in the machine here. Anyway, so that's an interesting story. So you can just imagine that World War II is now almost 100 years in the past already, which is a long, long time, right, for many of us.